welcome you to Unity of Calgary on this sunny February 22nd, 2026. And this would be a tremendous opportunity just to put your cell phones on silent and just to become present with the fact that we're all here celebrating the fact that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And that it actually warmed up to minus 20 on my drive in. So things are improving. Our speaker today is going to be Jody Crawford. And the theme of her talk is going to be the architecture of being, a reflective experience. And it's going to be more interactive. So I hope you've got your interactive shoes on. And I just wanted to welcome you in with a song that I wrote for a friend of mine, Vivian Martin, who's been an inspiration to myself and to everyone here who knows her for forever. She's just one of those perennially supportive and empowering people. I wrote a song for her. I called it Vivian, and then I was informed that you shouldn't really have a song called Vivian if the word Vivian is not in the song. So I've retitled it to Let Your Love Light Shine, and there is an audience participation section. Let your love light shine. So that'll be your part. Let your love light shine. Let your love light shine. Okay, I think you guys have got that locked. So we'll start with the song formerly known as Vivian, now known as Let Your Love Light Shine. Let me tell you about this friend of mine, always whispering, I think this is your time to shine. Standing just outside the light, but always standing near, softly speaking words that everyone should hear. Spread your wings, you were meant to fly. Let your spirit ring, let your song fill the sky. Share the beauty of your soul with all the world. And standing in your power, standing in your power. Go. Let your love light shine. Let your love light shine. Let your love light shine. Okay, one more. Let your love light shine. Deep within us all is a gift that's meant to share. So step into the light and show the world you care. Speak your honest truth and be one with the stream. reach toward the stars, share the magic of your dreams. Spread your wings, you were meant to fly. Let your spirit sing, let your song fill the sky. Share the beauty of your soul with all the world. And standing in your power, standing in your power. All right. Let your love light shine. 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 Okay, what are we going to do? Let your love light shine. All right. So the next song is on page 3 in your songbook. It's called There Is Enough Love. I didn't write it. I didn't change the title. But I welcome you all to sing along if you want. And if you feel more comfortable just tapping your toes or humming quietly to yourself, or if you're one of those people that likes to belt it out, feel free. You're at home. There is enough love here inside this room to heal my heart of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let that love come flowing through my heart. So this gets really complicated. This is verse 2. There is enough love here inside this room to heal my heart of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let that love come flowing through your heart. For those of you that are paying attention, this is verse 3. There is enough love here inside this room to heal our world of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let that love come flowing through our hearts. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. All right. It truly is a pleasure to play for people that are comfortable counting to 3. And just before I turn things over, we're going to sing World of Abundance, which I think is very well suited to Jody's talk today. That's on page 7. And for you guitar players out there, put your capos on 2nd fret. I am so grateful for this life I have to live. I am so grateful for all I have to give, for I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source from above. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love. And I am so grateful, for I know my path is blessed by love so full and graceful. I can trust in every step, for I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source from above. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love. Now we're going to sing the chorus one more time, and then, is it Tina's taking over? Who's taking over? Tina? You'll be amazed. The fabulous Tina will be up in moments here. For I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source from above. Okay, let's hear some voices. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love. Wow. Look at all those hearts full of love. All right. Let me get my notes out of your way. It's all yours.
How about another round of applause for the fabulous Doug Warren. Oh, why did I carry my songbook up here? I don't know. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Thank you. Woo, love it. Thank you so much for joining us this morning here at Unity of Calgary. And whether you come every Sunday, you come now and then, or you're here for the first time, you are so welcome here, wherever you are on your spiritual journey. And we also say welcome to all those at home who might be either watching live now or the recording later. I know, for example, I spoke to Rieta this morning. She had some car trouble. She's not going to make it. I said, well, remember, we're on YouTube and Facebook. And she goes, yeah, that's right. So we're grateful to Noah for being here and giving us that opportunity to share with the world as well. My name is Tina Thrussell, and it is my absolute delight to be your Sunday experience guide, to just sort of keep things flowing along this morning, maybe if I don't hiccup all over the place. Let us begin with the prayer for protection. For those of you who don't know, it's pretty simple. It's on page 8 in the songbook. Oh my gosh, you are so brilliant. Thank you, Deborah. Yay, Deborah, who put together these beautiful songbooks and thought to include the prayer for protection. Woohoo. All right, all together now. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And the other morning, I had this thought. Wherever I am, love is, and all is well. Which is so apropos because for, I think, almost 2 years now, we have been offering a commitment to live in that vibration of love as a community. So I will invite you to repeat after me. Unity of Calgary is committed to life in the vibration of love. And I too am committed to living in the love vibration. Once upon a time, I was driving here on a Sunday, and I heard this little tune to do that one too. It's like, I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit. I commit again. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit. And we all do, don't we? Yes. Good morning. And that's in the book now, too. Oh, gosh, Deborah, thank you. Look at that. I'm going to make notes of those things so I remember that next time. So being committed to living in the vibration of love, we like to share that love vibration with the world. And we learned from Sharon Karn, who came and did one of these Sunday interactives, about how the power of intention can be carried so much further on sound. And so we like to take that love in our hearts and sound it out into the world. So I'm going to invite you for just a moment, perhaps you feel comfortable putting your hands on your heart and just feeling that spark of love in your heart and knowing that it is a little spark that with every inhale can grow to a larger and larger flame. And as you exhale, you can just release any tension and stress. You could even say, on that exhale. Yeah, doesn't that feel good? Breathe in that love. And this time as we breathe in that love, we see it expanding and filling our whole bodies and filling the space around our bodies until we're enveloped in this beautiful bubble of love. And then I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in, and on the sound of just intend that that love bubble that you're in expands and expands into this community, into the city, into the world and beyond. And we'll do that 5 times. So breath in. That sound carrying your intention. Feel it expand. Just feel that love all around you, spreading around the world and coming right back to feed your heart once again. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit. One more time. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit. I commit I commit, I commit. So beautiful. Thank you all for engaging in that so fully. And one way to commit to living in the vibration is to let go and to release. So we invite Lou Kuryata to come up and share today's daily word, which is release.
Release. I release old beliefs as I grow and evolve. So many things shape my beliefs over the years: my upbringing, family history, education, friendships, and spiritual life, to name a few. As I go through life, I will have new experiences and meet all kinds of people. I may find old beliefs that once fit me well, fit me no longer. Growing and deepening in spiritual understanding may mean releasing ways of thinking that no longer serve me. But I can do that and still honor the person I was, my background, and my history. Releasing makes room in my mind and opens my heart for the person I am becoming. Releasing my old beliefs readies me for a future of growth and evolution. Now look, I have just released you today from the fetters on your hands. See, the whole land is before you. Go wherever you think is good and right to go. Jeremiah 44.
Thank you very much, Lou. And now, what we have all been waiting for, the opportunity to hear from the one, the only, Jody Crawford. So this beautiful woman is an energy coach, a teacher, a speaker, an author. She's a student of new thought and metaphysical wisdom. Drawing inspiration from the Unity movement, Jody offers insights that support personal empowerment, inner peace, and conscious living. With a deep reverence for source energy and the spiritual laws that govern the universe, she helps others align with divine will, not as a force outside of us, but as a living intelligence within us. Through practical teachings, personal stories, and she tells good stories, and heartfelt connection, she knows how to make heartfelt connection, Jody invites us all into a deeper alignment with who we truly are. Please, please give a warm welcome to Jody Crawford. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So you're going to figure out very quickly that I absolutely don't need a mic. I do need a mic because you're connected.
Oh, do you? Oh, oh, right. All right. I will be tethered. May I move with it? May I move with it? Okay. We'll meet me halfway. Check, breaker 19. Everyone online? Okay, so just to give you a baby bit of background on me, I have been a teacher for over 25 years, a life coach for over 10 years, and my favorite thing in the world is to help you figure out more about you. It's literally what I think my dharma is. And so when I get invited to come to Unity and take stage, I always delight in the energy that comes through me and the messages that come through me on the way here. And so when Bob reached out to me specifically about a workshop style, I was like, yeah, that's my jam. Because then I don't have to be up here and have you just listening to me. It's you get to be in the field. And so now you're going to play. Okay, so there should be a handout that each of you've got with a little person on the front of it. Just want to make sure everybody is there. Should each have a pen in hand as well. Those of you who are watching from at home, you can draw yourself a stick figure on a piece of paper, and that will give you some guidance as to what we're going to head into. Okay, so we're going to walk into a visualization for just a few seconds. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you to imagine that you are traveling down a busy traffic highway like Deerfoot, and you come upon stop traffic in front of you. I want you to write down the first thought that comes to you. So feel free to open your eyes and write that thought down. And I know we're in a house of worship, but if a swear comes through, just own that. Wherever you want. Wherever you want. If you're a methodical person, you'll probably flip it over. If you're more like me, you'll write whatever hits in front of you. So go ahead and write all over this sheet. Okay. Some of you might need your songbook for a little bit of a stiffness to be able to hold it. Okay. So raise your hand if your first thought was, oh no. And maybe there was an F word in there, an S word in there. Yeah, feel free to raise your hand. No, just own it. Like at this point, we just own it, right? We're like, oh yeah, okay. So there is a particular beingness that's attached to that statement, right? And so raise your hand if maybe the words didn't come out like that, but there was some worry energy attached to it. So like, let's own that piece, okay? How many of you thought, what a great opportunity to listen to a podcast? Anyway, yeah, exactly. There's always one or two that are like, oh, great excuse. I'm going to throw some music on. I'm going to practice something else, right? Okay, so I'm going to take you around the vibrational journey of the low vibrational thought of worry, okay? Of, oh, beep, beep, beep. You know, what follows next, okay? My favorite part of words and why I study ontology at such a deep level is because words unveil for us our deeper sense of self, okay? So in that moment when we're like, oh, beep, 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 there's words that come out that actually unveil for us our values. And so what's the unveiling of the value in that moment? Is it, I'm late? And now I'm even going to be later, and I honor their time, and now I'm creating, you know, a problem for them. Is the unvalued or the value that's unveiled? Oh my gosh, I care about humanity so much. I hope somebody's not in an accident up there, and now I need to throw up some prayers. I've got thank you. Sorry, I've got truth drums running right through me right now, which is like this is what I start channeling. So. Is the unveiling that you've just made it about you, where it's like really nothing to do with you, but suddenly your language and your opportunity to look inside and go, wow, somebody's in an accident up there and I just made this about me, right? Is the unveiling just that you have a natural propensity to go to worry whenever something is an obstacle, right? You get an obstacle and it's like, oh, I don't know. You know, this natural limbic part of your brain activates and you're like, go to fear, okay? So we start to hear it in our words. So the sentence that follows, you think that it went first because it comes out first, but it actually followed a vibration. There was a vibration that happened first and the words came through, okay? That's when the unveiling happened. And the next step, so if you follow the arrows across your page, is there a way of actually just flashing one of these in front of the camera so the people at home could have a quick peruse of that would be great, what we're looking at so that we're all on the same page. Thank you. Yeah, oh, that's a great idea. Let's give you this one. Okay, so there's the words. There's the unveiling, and a belief happens, right? In that expression. And so then we've got actions that follow. So the actions that follow might be honk, honk, might be with a finger in the air. It might be, aggressive facial expressions that go out. There might be a phone call that now needs to be made, right? Oh, now I've got to phone somebody and let them know that I'm going to be late. I'm running behind. And oh my gosh, la, 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 right? There's some action that follows this low vibrational pattern, okay? And then the action leads to a result of some kind. And unfortunately, in humanity, oftentimes people think that that's their destiny. I am destined to be the one that always gets in the accident, that always attracts the traffic thing, that always, like that language, that sweeping language becomes a spell, right? And so it becomes a way that you live. You live into this language that you've created from a vibration that started long before you began. And so when I used to teach vision boarding, I would always teach it from the belief that to think is to create, which is based on, it's a really, how many of you have read Think and Grow Rich? Has anybody ever read the book? Yeah. So it's based on his work. However, lately, in my conversations with God, I've realized that it goes beyond thinking. It's before the thought even enters. So it's to be is to create, right? And so ironically enough, as that thought's coming through me, Bob reaches out to me and says, would you mind doing a workshop on this particular theme? And I said, I feel like I'm being guided to do this. This is the season of being. And of course, as the curriculum came through me, I was like, that's really nice, God, but how do I explain it to people? What's that look like? And so what you're going to be experiencing throughout this is what came through me from Source, okay? And so now we've got this destiny, this supposed destiny that's based on this icky vibrational feeling that's happened in the beginning. And then how many of you have been in the morning and maybe you've stubbed your toe or something negative has happened and then it just keeps happening throughout the day? You're like, are you kidding? This is not my day, right? And those words then become the spell. This is not my day. And then you just keep collecting things that are not a part of your day, right? Whereas let's flip it. Let's go to Claude's perspective for a moment, okay? Let's go to, what a great opportunity to listen to a podcast, okay? So we're gonna flip it to the upper vibration. Actually, while we're on that lower vibration, flip the page and go to the being words that match that lower vibration. So it should be right on the next page. Is there anybody who's willing to read? Oh, maybe not? Next page? Okay, next page. No, is there? Yes, that page. There's a vibration little dude, and then there's some words on the bottom part. Yeah, yes. Is there anybody who's willing to read out some of those words? Somebody close to this microphone? Do you see them? Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Low or high? Yeah, low.
Low. Okay, here we go. Afraid, anxious, apathetic, ashamed, avoidant, bitter, blaming, burdened, closed, confused, controlling, defensive, depressed, desperate, despondent, detached.
Freeze. Circle any word that you think represented you in that car situation. So in that moment, when I asked you to close your eyes, when you came upon the traffic, there was a beingness that came through you with words. O-F-O-S, da-da-da. O-F-O-S, da-da-da. Circle the words that align with you. For those of you who are at home, as they're coming out of, what is your name again? Lou's mouth, feel free to just write them down. Go ahead.
Okay, here we continue. Discouraged. Start again from the beginning? Okay. How about we go afraid, anxious, apathetic, ashamed, avoidant, bitter, blaming, burdened, closed, confused, controlling, defensive, depressed, desperate, despondent, detached, discouraged, disheartened, distrustful, doubtful, drained, fearful, frustrated, greedy, guilty, hopeless, impatient, insecure, irritable, jealous, judgment, lonely, lost, needy, overwhelmed, passive, powerless, reactive, resentful, resistant, rigid, scarce, self-critical, shame-filled, stagnant, stressed, suspicious, tense, and unworthy.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Give her a hand. Woo! Yes! Thank you. How many of you noticed that you actually experienced more than one beingness in that moment? Yeah? How many of you like up to 3, 4 beingnesses? Yeah. 4? Any more? Anybody more? Yeah. So the notice is that we're such complex beings, that we're capable of being different ways all at once, right? And so when we're aware of it, we can have more compassion for it, okay? So that's the awareness of the lower vibrational beingness that's creating our reality in front of us. But let's bring ourselves to the awareness of the high vibrational beingness, okay? So let's go to Claude's way of thinking. We go into the practical parking lot in the middle of the freeway, and Claude goes, what a great opportunity to put in a podcast, right? And he sticks that podcast in and he starts listening and, inching his way forward, just being present with self, right? Suddenly we've got a language that follows. Oh, what a great excuse to just be here right now, right? Some people feel relieved because wherever they were headed was actually not great. And now they have an excuse to be late, right? Yes! Thank you, universe. I don't have to show up my in-laws, blah, 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 right? And so there's like this gratitude that comes through them. There's a moment of peace that comes over them, right? And so when we're looking at that stream of thought, there's words that follow, right? As we said, yes. Oh, great. I finally have time to finish that Audible book, right? There's opportunity in the gratitude, the things that come forward. The actions might be, hey, just so you know, I'm running late, traffic. And it's like that kind of energy, right? It's like traffic, like, yes, traffic versus, traffic, right? Totally different beingness attached to it. Maybe you crank the radio. If you're kind of like me, you might want to engage the guy next to you in like a sing-along, right? You're looking at him and you're like, hey, yeah, you know this, especially in the summer when you roll the window down and everybody's bumping, So lots of ways of passing the time to create the vibration that you want. And then what happens? What's the unfolding of that? So suddenly we have a result, we have a destiny that looks like really beautiful things coming at you because we're so connected to each other that when somebody's like, I like your vibe, man. I like your vibe, right? And then suddenly you guys are vibing together and creating really beautiful things together. And it started from a moment before all of that began because we're constantly vibrating. Like we're constantly in vibration. So if we went down that trained thought, I am now at the point in my journey where I've been really working on and like retraining my brain. And so now the first words out of my mouth when I get stuck in traffic is, I am the luckiest woman in this world. I am the luckiest woman in this world. And I listen to beautiful music about like queen energy and everything is meant to be and everything is on purpose and everything is flowing to me and through me in divine love, right? So when Tina was reading out the whole commitment, what was the song? You just created a song on the spot. You said you were listening. I commit to living. Could that not be more perfect? Like you like jam in traffic and you're like, Arch! You know what? I commit to living in love vibration. Little bit more of a potential destiny that leads to your highest potential than being like, well, mother, beep, beep, right? So instead, could you imagine if we just like wrote that in our cars? I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit to living in the love vibration. Right? Exactly. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to examine how our RAS works. So that's part of our brain. It lives above our temporal lobe. It's called the reticular activating system. And it's the executive functioner for us. It goes to work on our behalf, looking for the things that we value, looking for the things that we desire, looking for things through our own life experience, okay? So I'll tell you how it works. For me, there was a time in my life where I really wanted to be pregnant. And so I was looking around and everybody seemed to be pregnant. I was like, why is everyone pregnant right now? And even the mailman who had a belly out like this was pregnant, right? And he was a dude. But my brain was like, look, he gets to be pregnant, right? And I was like, what is with that? And I realized my RAS is activated. It's looking for me for everything to do with pregnancy, right? And so I've seen it with cars that I've wanted. Lately, I've been really attracted to an SUV Porsche. I was like, yes, please bring that into my experience. That would be great. However, I'm not certain why, but I just see them everywhere right now. So I'm just trusting that for whatever reason. Can you guys give me some examples from your lives? Where have you seen your RAS activated? Where you're like, you wanted this thing and suddenly you're seeing that thing everywhere. Yeah. You want some vinyl flooring, and then suddenly there's a sale on vinyl flooring everywhere. I love it. Yes. Do we have another example? Yeah. Is it weird that God only made that kind of car? Right? It's just everywhere. Absolutely. Yes. You just did. It was perfect. Goldie sand. Everybody see that? Yeah, yeah. Oh, a Goldie sand. Oh, that's beautiful. Anybody see triple digits? Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's the 111 on the license plate, on the clock, on the, just that divine connection to numerology, right? What about dimes or heart rocks? Dimes, yeah, heart rocks, yeah. There's collections of them everywhere. Okay, so this is how we know we're activated. If you're sitting there and you're like, I don't have an RAS. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So don't fret about it, okay? Even if you don't have an example of it in this moment, you'll be at home tomorrow and be like, oh, that's what she was talking about, right? It will just come through you. Okay. So with the awareness that we are always vibrating, always. This is why lie detectors work. Because you can hook me up to a lie detector right now and it will measure my vibration, okay? When it's looking for a low vibration or a breakage in my truth, it can detect that, okay? At any given time, that's the lower vibration being detected, okay? So right now, what we want to detect is the high vibration. We want to tap into the high vibration of our truth and recognize that that could be our guide, okay? So on your second page, for those of you at home, they've got, actually before we move on to the second page, let's actually feel into some of these high vibrational words. Will anybody come up and read the high vibrational words to us? Yeah, please, come on up, yes. I know, I was like, I would like a clothing line done in these words, please. That sounds wonderful. I would like you to circle the ones. And you guys at home, you can write them down as they come to you or highlight the ones that land in your heart that you're like, that feels delicious to me. Okay?
Okay. Aligned, appreciative, assured, aware, accepting, brave, compassionate, confident, connected, conscious, creative, deliberate, determined, empowered, encouraged, energized, engaged, expressive, faithful, forgiving, free, generous, grateful, grounded, hopeful, inspired, intelligent, joyful, kind, loving, open, patient, peaceful, present, receptive, relaxed, resilient, resourceful, secure, self-loving, serene, spacious, stable, strong, supportive, trusting, vibrant, and worthy.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. You bet. Yeah. In any given moment that you can train to pull yourself into it. Now, that being said, I don't want to ignore the shadow. There is a lot of gifts that exist in that lower vibration, and I don't want to toss it off, because if it is meant for you, one of my guides said to me once, I said, I just don't know why this is coming up for me right now. And she goes, oh, that's the easiest answer in the world. And I said, what's that? She said, because it's meant to be healed. Like every time. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll have a look at that then, right? And so it's just the timing sucks. You ever notice that with certain situation? You're like, what's with this timing? And of course, it's divine timing, so it's perfect. However, when you deny the shadow, this isn't about being positive all the time. It's about recognizing that you are not a victim to your result. That you 100% at any point can create a shift in that by shifting your vibration and shifting your energy. Okay, let me give you an example. See if you can detect it. Now that you've been exposed to a ton of vibrational words, okay, what if I said to Deborah, I'm going to pick on you for just a second. What if I said to Deborah, you look really good today. What is the beingness behind that statement? Okay, yeah, beautiful. Kindness, okay. What do you see? That I'm aware and present with her. Loving, beautiful. I'm going to switch my beingness, but keep the exact same words, okay? Deborah, you look really good today. What just happened? Judgment, yeah. Judgment came through, possibly jealousy, right? Exactly the same words. All I'm changing is the subtext of the beingness. We'll do one more. Hey, Deborah, you look really good today. What's my beingness? Delicious, yeah. I was like, I want to eat her. That's how it came out. What else? Is there a flirtatiousness in there? Yeah. Okay. Attraction, absolutely. Attraction, beingness. Yes, chatting her up. I love it. Okay, so the interesting thing about that is my words didn't change. Right? Those were the exact same words. I cookie cuttered the words. All I did was change the beingness behind them. Okay? So oftentimes people will run into, well, I didn't say that. I didn't, how many times have you been in, and you're like, those weren't the words I used. You see it in teenagers all the time. I didn't say that. I was like, oh, your whole beingness was rank. Right? I feel very, repulsed by how you're showing up right now because your beingness is telling me to piss off. Right? 10, 11, 12. Right? Although I do see it in the littles as well, except they're more raw about it, which is really interesting. Like when I go and sub little guys, their words tend to match their beingness a little bit more specifically, right? And I quite love it because it's such a freeing experience. I was subbing an elementary school the other day, and this little girl is, anybody know Phoebe's run from Friends? It's a terrible, really experimental kind of run. Anyway, this little girl goes, watch me run. And she just unabandoned, unapologetic freedom. And I stood there and my mouth hurt from smiling. I was like, oh my God, look at her run. And she was just like, head back, in total freedom. I was like, get it, girl, get it. That girl's going to get some beautiful results, right? However, what I often see in littles that are running a negative program or a worry program or a fear program are in the lower vibration beingness, that there's just this constriction. There's not unabandonedness anymore. There's this construction in how they behave. And it comes out as anger and quite rank and really, like almost pointed and mean. Like it's like they've got to put that energy somewhere. So they put it on somebody, right? It's like, I've got to let you know how I'm being so that you can, I think the universe gives us this gift so that we're not alone in that. Like I'm going to have your nervous system, because we have mirror neurons in our body, right? So your mirror neurons are going to match mine. I'm going to make you feel the way I feel. So I'm not alone in this. Okay? So there's power in that. However, there's also power of being the strongest nervous system in the room. And being like, I'm actually not going to match your nervous system down here. You're going to match mine up here. I'm not moving. Okay? However, you don't know it unless you're aware of it. And this is why it's really important to do beingness awareness, okay? So education has often been taught from a receiving perception where it's like, I'm up here and you're in there receiving. However, I'm going to flip to the etymology of it, which is a duko, which means to draw without or from within out, okay? And so that's what the next page is. And so on this sheet, there is an opportunity for you to write down beingness words that align with you. And we're going to trust that God is asking you to look at those right now. Okay? And you're going to notice some somatic responses. You might notice that your foot starts tapping a little more. You might notice that when I read out the word, you go, like there's like a breath, an eye roll, right? Your body talks too. So we want to pay attention to our body, okay, as I'm reading these out. You might be like, yeah, I wish. Like an internal voice will show up where you're like, could use more of that. Okay, listen to that. So we're not going to reject any experience as these words are coming out. You're going to trust yourself, fully trust yourself that you're meant to be looking at whatever that is. So you guys have felts that are kind of underneath you. Those of you who are at home, again, you can write down words that align with you. Some of these words may have already come out in the explanations, but here we're going to really direct our attention to them. Okay, we ready? They're kind of all over the place. Maybe we can toss some to some people. Yeah, that's great. If your felt is really dark, maybe go with just a lighter version, just so you can. Very good. Pardon me? Correct. Yeah, correct. All right. The teacher in me is like, you got to hear it, you got to see it, you got to experience it. We're going to do it all at once. Okay? So if you are the type of person that has a hard time tapping into their body without your eyes closed, feel free to close your eyes. There's going to be a moment that speaks to you, okay? I always call it a 3-tiered check-in. We check in with our brain. What do we think about it? We check in with our hearts. What do we feel about it? We check in with our bodies. What do we want to do about it? Okay? So there's a 3-level check-in that might come through you when I'm doing this with you. And we're just going to trust it. Okay? I had one lady who was like, oh, I thought that you said that that these are things we want more of. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way to fail at this. Like whatever you like stands out to you, trust that, like fully trust that. All right? Let's get grounded. Take a deep breath in. Abundant, accepting, aligned, appreciative, assured, authentic, aware, balanced, blessed, blissful, brave, calm, casual, causal, centered, certain, clear, complete, compassion-filled, compassionate, confident, connected, conscious, content, courageous, creative, deliberate, determined, devoted, divine, elevated, empowered, empowering, encouraged, energized, engaged, expansive, expressive, faithful, flowing, focused, flourishing, forgiving, free, generous, gentle, graceful, gracious, grateful, grounded, harmonious, honest, hopeful, infinite, inspired, intelligent, joy-filled, joyful, kind, kind-hearted, light, limitless, loving, loving kind, magnetic, motivated, nurturing, open, open-hearted, open-minded, passionate, patient, peace-filled, peaceful, playful, present, prosperous, purposeful, radiant, radiating, receptive, relaxed, resilient, resourceful, secure, self-loving, serene, spacious, stable, steady, strong, supportive, surrendered, thriving, thrust, vibrant, wealthy, whole, wholehearted, wise, wise-minded, worthy, and worthwhile. Awesome. So your body may have spoken. Let's let your mind speak for a second. Go through and just have a look. Read back to yourself the words that stood out for you. And see if there's others that stand out for you as you're like kind of glancing. Yes. God's like, all of it. All of it, Alora. Amazing. Yeah, so that's interesting that you consider that a limitation. So that's a perspective, right? The idea that if I don't choose it, then I'm limiting myself, whereas the opportunity on the table is for me to gift you the perspective that even when you don't choose it, it's possible. It's like right now we're just checking in to see what aligns with us in this moment, in this time, in this, and if you're like, yes, all of it, then really circle abundant. Right? That's going to be the one that's like delicious, delicious, delicious for you right now. Okay? These are it's the same mentality as if I give myself a 10 out of 10, I don't have anywhere to grow. Yeah, you do. Okay? It's 10 out of 10 in this moment. Okay? And it's also, there's just beliefs out there that can be limiting, although you think it's expansive. You think it's expansive to think, well, I've got so much more to grow, but I'm going to give myself a 9 out of 10. Those are different vibrations. One vibration is a vibration of certainty. The other is limited. Can you guys feel them when I say it? Okay, and then they compete, right? And as we learned when you guys were like going through the car situation, we can hold more than one vibration at a time. Yet which one do we want to win? Right? Which wolf do we feed? I know that's a pretty common analogy, right? Raise your hand if you have no idea what I'm talking about when I'm talking about which wolf do you feed. I'm in the right room. All right. Okay. So now what we do with these words is we remember who we are. So you're going to flip the page. So when I was designing vision boards this year, I did it. This is the opening of my vision board class. We did it from a remembrance instead of from a wanting. Because as soon as you want and desire, you'll stay in want and desire energy, and it's an energy you'll never be able to reach. It has a inherent lack feeling attached to it. So I was like, how do we get in touch with, it's my conversation with God, how do we get in touch with knowing that we're already everything we need to be? How do I get in touch with that, yet want that represented in my reality to look like a house, to look like money in my bank account, to look like, and what I got very clearly, the message that came through me was, remember who you are. Remembrance. That's it. That's all of it. So what I'm going to ask you to do is on the first column, you're going to transfer all of the words that stood out to you. Now, my suggestion for you two expansive beings is maybe just pick 4 or 5 to play with, okay? Ones that stand out for you, yeah. And for those of you who have 15, 20 on there, go for it. Like, it's fine. Well, there's different things. For example, if I read out a word like, one that really stood out to me was causal. Like, I really want to be causal in my life. I don't want to be a victim or allow or wait. And sometimes I just get a little bit too stuck in the waiting place. And I'm like, no, I want to make the action. I'm in co-creation. So that's a word that stood out to me. So when I was reading this list out to myself as it was coming through me, I started to notice like my fingers would move. Or I'd be like, oh, yeah, that feels good. So those are the different ways that it would stand out. Okay? You can also just trust that as you're reading it, there might be a letter that stands out for you. There might be double digits feel good, right? Oh, that has 2 T's, I'm in, right? You know, like, seriously, there's no, like, that's the stuff that guides you. I always say there's no coincidences, or people say there's no coincidences. I say coincidences are arrows. They're guiding you to that next question, that next step, right? So, once you transfer your words down the first column, let's pick, for the sake of the timing of this workshop, you can go home and do the rest of them, but for the sake of the timing, let's pick 5. Let's pick 5 words that really stand out for you, that you underlined when we went through that, or highlighted. There was something that, yeah, just on the first column. There's the first column, yeah. For those of you who are watching at home, as I said, they ended up with a piece of paper. I'm gonna see if Doug can attach, or maybe you can attach the documents to, is that possible on YouTube? Like, I don't even know. Okay, that'd be great. If we can attach the documents, then people at home can print it out and do what they want with it. So, so the first column is the words that stood out. It's what we just did. Okay, and we're just going to pick 5 for the sake of timing today. However, if we were doing like a 3-hour workshop, we'd be doing them all, right? Trusting that all. So you can go home and do the rest of these if that feels delicious to you. The second column is the remembrance. So currently, right now in your life, you have an example of this. You have an example of it. You've lived it. At some point in your world, you've lived wealth. You've lived expansion. You've lived whatever's on there. Can somebody read some of the words that, is anybody willing to just be my workshop E right now? Yes, thank you. Tell me your name. Heather. Thank you, Heather. All right. Would you please share your 5 words with me? Okay, so what I love about what you just shared and what I needed to hear was casual isn't actually on the list. I screwed up saying the word causal, but oh, okay, no worries. No, it's okay. What I was gonna say to you was I said it though. I said casual. And I don't believe in coincidences. I believe they're arrows. So maybe if you said it too, maybe it is casual and it is causal. Maybe it's meant for both. So let's just trust that, okay? Okay, so we got causal and we got casual. And what else? Limitless, okay. Relaxed. Expressive. Okay, so let's go to expressive. Where in your life can you remember a time when you've been fully expressive? I love it. Okay, so in this building, so you would write that down. So some of the people that I work with like to work, they're artists, so they loved they're artists. Did you see the tone? Did you hear the tone? Can you tell I'm an artist? Right? We're artists. So that means that we tend to like to do things in pictures. Okay? So you'll see that I've got moccasins on there. Okay? So in my life, when I felt wealthy, for Christmas this one year, I really, really wanted a pair of moccasins. And my husband went out and found an elder in one of the tribes in Alberta and had her make me a pair of moccasins. And so I unveiled them at Christmas. I opened the box and I was like, and I remember scooping them up and holding them to my chest. And I was like, I felt so bougie. I like stuck them on and I remember wearing them everywhere. I wore them everywhere. They're not meant to go on concrete, by the way. They're meant to be worn in deep snow. However, I was like, look at my moccasins, right? And so that was my expression, example. And I don't even know how much they cost, you guys. It really wasn't about the price. It was the effort that he went to and who made them. That made me feel so wealthy. Does that make sense? Okay, so there was something in that remembrance of that moment. So that's what I would like you to do with these 5 words. I want you to remember them for you. Remember the expression. Remember when you were causal. Remember when you were casual. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do this exercise right now. We're going to do the remembrance. So look at your 5 words. You could draw a picture in the remembrance column. You can just write the little story. So last week when she was here, she felt expressive when she said, got 5 minutes? Perfect. Yeah, it would be great. Let's, Tina just gave me the 5-minute mark. Let's do 1, and then I'll take you to the other one. And then, again, it's something you can finish on your own, okay? So 1 remembrance. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you get 1 remembrance. Okay. All right, 1 remembrance. Awesome. 1 remembrance. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay, the next stage is what you would like represented now. So the remembrance was these beautiful boots of my wealth. And currently, I would love to see $30,000 of cash in my bank account. That would be a beautiful representation of wealth for me right now. Okay, so that's what I'm going to put in column 3, is my current representation. How do I want that represented in my reality now? How do I want expression represented in my reality now? Maybe I want to take an art class. Maybe I want to take a dance class. Okay? What does causal look like in my life right now? What would that look like? Maybe it's making that phone call, applying for that job. Maybe it's going to be, I don't know, showing up for something, being the yes person for a day. So one of my friends did that with her child, decided that the child got a yes day. Everything the kid wanted, it was yes, 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 yes. And I thought, oh, that's so fun. Playful. Maybe that's the word that stands out for her. How would you like it to be expressed in your current reality? So when you head home today, if you desire, you can complete this, okay? Where you continue to write the words that stood out for you in column 1. You continue to find remembrances in column 2. And in column 3, maybe you loved the expression of that remembrance so much, it's the same thing. That's what you want to continue to have in this reality right now, in your now. Maybe you want a new expression of it. And so you're going to represent that new expression for yourself in column 3. The next stage that you could do is you could build a vision board based on it, which means you could find images that represent those things, the new expressions, okay, and put them on a board. Another thing is I brought a bunch of cards, just ones that I had at home. And I love this one. It says, to say thanks at the new year. And I thought, oh, what a beautiful opportunity for you to write some of those new expressions into a card for yourself as though they've already happened, right? So thank you for the $30,000 in my bank account. Thank you for the whatever, the trip to Greece. Thank you for the, as though it is already here, okay? There's a bunch of different cards. I just grabbed them from home. However, you don't have to build a vision board. You can do an energy charge card. You can do love letter to the universe. There's all these different ways that you can play in that expression, okay? So I just want to thank you guys for coming and being here. And in closing, I always like to have you speak your voice into the field. And so I'm going to start over here. Hi, lovely. I would love you to share just one word that stood out for you or one thing you would like moving into the new year. Maybe a new representation?
Triumphant.
Triumphant. Okay, everybody. Okay, go ahead. Enduring. Loving. Motivated. Hopeful. Trusting. Playful. Courageous. Engaged. Christ consciousness. Living fully. Aligned. Appreciative. Motivated. Present. Expressive. Magnetic. Creative. Forgiving. Radiant. Appreciative. Thank you, everybody. You want me to guide them in? Yeah. We're going to do a quick meditation to close it out. You guys up for that? Okay, fantastic. So let's just put our papers on the ground and we'll just get grounded. I know sometimes it's difficult to get really comfy in these chairs, but we'll do our best. Yeah, he sure is, which is going to be wonderful. Just paying attention somatically to our bodies again. When it's cold outside, oftentimes we hold our bodies in. I like to tuck my arms under my armpits like I'm in Superstar. Exactly. However, it's a very closed positioning and not very receiving. And so if you would like to receive, my invite is for you to open your body up a little bit. Maybe place your palms up versus down, right? And so we can trust that whatever's coming through is meant for you. All right. Let's just take a deep breath in together. And let it out.
If you'd like to connect with hearts that care, just breathe. I want you to imagine yourself in a space of comfort, maybe a field, maybe a beach, might be an expansive room expressed of space, something that feels open and alive for you, and allow that expansion to enter your body. You feel a little taller, a little more open. I want you to imagine that there's colors that are meant for you to see. Colors are frequencies of light, sound. Notice which ones are meant for you today. If there are some prominent, predominant colors coming through, when we leave, look for expressions of them as affirming of your own truth, of self-trust, of your own guidance.
Trust that the words came through you today were meant for you. The colors that are there for you are meant for you. That you yourself are an expression of divine love. And breathe.
If you want to connect with hearts that care, just breathe. Feel love. If you want to connect with hearts that care, just
Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Jody. You know, my husband Neil said to me this morning, well, this isn't the right morning to not be going. Jody's speaking. She always is so playful and fun and practical. Like, what a beautiful exercise to take us through, and something that we can continue to use after we leave here today. So thank you so very much. And thank you, Doug, for your music, for the song for Vivian. Okay, like, I don't want to take up a lot of time, but honestly, I looked to see if Katie was singing with you because I could hear a woman's voice backing you up. You too? Yeah? Isn't that unreal? It was just like there was an angel singing along with you.
It was Vivian.
It was Vivian, yes. It was probably Vivian. It was amazing. Oh, it was like quite the experience. Okay, so ground, here we are. What do we have to do? We have to talk about, we have to talk about how grateful we are for being here and how it's time to pass around the heart bowls. And if you're at home, you can go to our website or do an e-transfer to donate at unityofcalgary.org. I'm still somewhere off in that meditation. And we're all going to stand and sing together our song, Give with an Open Heart. And we invite you to do that, to give with an open heart, whether it's to put the little green card in that says I donated online, or to put something in an envelope, or however you find your heart moved to give.
It's on page 4 on in the song sheet. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I am grateful for this moment. I am grateful for my life. And I trust that a higher power will always be there to provide. That's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. Well, I place my faith in the Spirit, and I welcome each and every day. I let go of all my troubles and worries. A new abundance always comes my way. That's why I give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm gonna
I invite you to affirm together our abundance affirmation. Divine love has me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you all.
Thank you, Claude, and thank you to all of you. It is through your generosity that we're able to keep our doors open and gathering together on Sundays and doing the other things that we do. And speaking of the other things that we do, let's just take a look at what's coming up. So we have a community circle today after this experience. We invite you to stay for about 45 minutes. We'll talk about where we've been and where we might possibly be going as a community. Here in this space, right here, right now. Well, not right here, right now. Right after Sunday. Oh, ground to be here. Speaking of here, okay, we're in the midst of Lent. Just began on Wednesday, so there is a book on the welcome table. Release and Reimagine, the Lent booklet. We had our first Zoom call on Wednesday, and we had great conversations about. So every day there's a release, and then the next day there's a reimagine what life would be like if you'd release that. So kind of like opposing words. Our first release was, it doesn't matter. We don't have time for this, Tina. We released mortality, and the next day we embraced what our immortality could look like. So, you can take this home and just do the daily readings on your own. And then if you feel like, I'd like to chat about that, you can join us on Zoom on Wednesdays. Just get a hold of outreach at unityofcalgary.org to ask for the Zoom link or talk to me after. Yes, if you're virtual online, there is a PDF. You can get it at unity.org. Can be a little tricky to find there. So again, email outreach at unityofcalgary.org and I'll send you the PDF. Next Sunday, Pearl Graham is speaking on the way of the heart. And after Pearl's talk, we have our Bring a Friend potluck. So it's a great time to introduce new people to Unity, have them come for the talk, stay for the potluck. March 2nd to 30th, every Monday night in the month of March, Alara is following through with the correct request we heard to have more prayer classes. So we're going to be looking at how to pray, moment by moment, choice by choice. So it's a study on affirmative prayer, which is different from prayer in most other faiths. So you can learn about the differences. It'll be in the Unity room downstairs. You can talk to either Alara or I after about more details. A reminder that the Unity Conference is coming up May 1st to 3rd. That sounds like a long way away, but there's an early bird registration deadline of March 9th. You can save $25 by registering by then. And if you've never, I'm going to, I've already paid. If you've never been to the conference, even though it's virtual, it is amazing because they have great music, there are amazing speakers, it's a beautiful learning opportunity, and you can choose to come to as many or as few sessions as you want. You know, if you say, I don't like to do the Zoom thing, well, just have it playing in the background while you're doing things and listen to all the great messages that are being delivered. There is a registration link in the newsletter that was sent out on Wednesday night. Also in this newsletter, we announced a special free class with Reverend Ken Daigle called Unapologetic Manifestation. So how great is that? Costs nothing. It's a Zoom on a Tuesday, March 3rd. Again, the link to register for that is in Wednesday's newsletter. So if you didn't get that newsletter, email outreach at unityofcalgary.org. You're going to have that email memorized. Okay, that's what we've got coming up. Let us take a quiet moment, quickly. A quick, quiet moment. And just settle in for a moment and think about all that we have to be grateful for. We have all these beautiful events coming up. We have the beautiful people who offer their time freely for these things to happen. We have our daily word. We have the Lent booklet. We have all these resources from Unity. And we have people in the world who are not experiencing all of these blessings. So, for a moment, let's just hold in prayer anyone who comes to mind that may not be feeling that peaceful and abundant and blessed. And just see them coming to that place of knowing that inner light and love that is inside and all around us. See them coming to a place of peace. All those places in the world where there is unrest, let them find that place of commonality, of understanding that we are all one, and therefore we all deserve peace and harmony in our world. And if you would like to also hold in prayer Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa and Unity of Calgary is being held by centers all across Canada for this month. We see these communities having the love and support they need to carry on the good work that they do. And there is the prayer line, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. 24/7, you can ask for prayer assistance at any time. There is something, for those of you at home, you can't tell, there is this sound like a bagpipe going on downstairs yes, it's carrying our vibrations out into the world. There it is. All right, I was determined that we would be done by noon. So if you can lead us out with a song, we'll invite everyone to stand as Doug sings. I'm betting, stand.
You bet correctly. And I just wanted to say, Jody, like I was particularly amazed looking at that list of words, you know, that bring all these benefits into our lives. I was absolutely amazed that those words appear to us, they come to us in alphabetical order. You know. Okay, so let's all put our voices together. We're going to sing Stand. It's on page 1 in our book. We'll just sing we'll sing it through 3 times, and we'll end exactly on 12 o'clock. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. All right. We made it.
We made it. We are making a new world now. And if you'd like to stay for conversations that matter with people who care, stay and have tea and cookies for a few moments. If you plan to stay for the community circle, we'll start at about 12:15. And again, we're determined to be done by 1 o'clock. So we really appreciate your feedback. We appreciate you being here this Sunday. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Jody, for sharing your beautiful wisdom. Thank you, Doug, for sharing your beautiful music. Thank you all for joining in at home. Oh, yes, yes. We would be very grateful for help cleaning all this up when we're done with that community circle. Yeah. Thank you.